And welcome back to the Hot Lap. Happy Thanksgiving. Once again, we are thankful for pretty much everything you guys do, watching, liking, subscribing, making it to the end. Anyway, let's get into it, because Abu Dhabi Grand Prix this weekend, but the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix of 2021, yeah, the controversial one, is being brought up again and again and again, at least times three, but potentially more come the end of the race weekend. So the first one here is from gpfans.com, probably the most significant and potentially warning the most triggering for some people. So Red Bull chief Horner claims Mercedes bleeped up. Yes, Red Bull team principal, this is from Edward Hardy on GP Fans, has claimed that Mercedes messed up, let's say, for want of a better expression, during the controversial Abu Dhabi Grand Prix 2021 finale. Now, as we know, the 2021 season concluded in a dramatic showdown between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, leaving fans divided amongst controversial events in relation to the climax. Now, throughout the season, Hamilton and Verstappen engaged in one of the most intense battles of all time, and the contentious handling of that safety car restart allowed Verstappen to overtake Hamilton on the final lap, leading to a heated debate among fans. Hamilton suggesting that the championship had been manipulated. I don't think it had been manipulated. However, the rules were not applied in the right way. Had there been, Hamilton would have been champion. That's a fact. You can't argue that. Both of them deserved to be world champion, but at the end of the day, had the race panned out as per the rules and like it should have done, Hamilton would have won. So Horner, though, and it's kind of like goes against what I've just said, has now addressed the controversial events during an appearance on Sky's A League of Their Own. Horner dismisses the whole saga, claiming ignorance about why it was considered controversial. In the clip, I think he's doing that more for comedy than anything else, rather than claiming ignorance, to be fair. But he then shifted the blame to Mercedes, citing a poor strategy. He said, Mercedes bleeped up. They left poor Lewis out on there on tyres that had done pretty much most of the race, and we pitted Max, he was on fresh tyres. Max made the move, and the interesting thing was where Max passed him, it caught Lewis completely by surprise. I think it did all of us. We weren't sure whether he was going to pass him there. And after the race, Max told us he didn't intend to pass him there, but he got cramp in his foot. So he thought, I'm going to go anyway. And then they were taking down, then they were neck and neck down the straight. Now, addressing Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff's fury down the event, Horner cheekily remarked, I think he was just having a bad hair day. His hair is very important to him on the camera. I think he was having a bad hair day. Don't quite get that one. Okay, Christian. But here's the clip here.
Why did people think it was controversial? What's the deal? Can you break it down?
I have absolutely no idea. Mercedes up. They left poor Lewis out there on tyres that, had done pretty much most of the race. And we pitted with Max, so he was on a fresh set of tyres. Max made the move, and the interesting thing was where Max passed him, it caught Lewis completely by surprise. And after the race, what Max told us was that he didn't intend to overtake him there, but he got cramp behind the safety car, and he couldn't feel his left foot properly. So he thought, I'm going anyway. And then when they were going down the straight, he's trying to wake his left foot up to hit the brakes for the next chicane. So,
and Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff looked absolutely livid. Why did he shout at the racing director, No, Michael, that's so not right? Had you been a cheeky little scam, Christian, been naughty, Red Bull team?
I think he was just having a bad hair day. His hair is very important to him on the camera, and I think he was just having a bad day.
Yeah. Sure.
Cringe fest. The thing about the hair, and as we know, Hamilton has failed to find a return to form because really his Mercedes, the only time it has been worth winning is with George Russell in the end in 2022. But let's address what Christian Horner says about they pitted Max. And this is something that a lot of people have said about Abu Dhabi. Why didn't you pit Lewis on the tyres? What the problem they had was the safety car had been out. It bunched them up. Everyone thought there's potential that it's going to end under the safety car anyway. And had Lewis pitted anyway at the beginning of the safety car period, because Perez, to be fair to him, had done such a good job at holding Lewis up when Lewis had come out of the pits and he was behind Perez, and then allowed Verstappen to gain seconds and seconds on him. Had Lewis pitted, they would have just left Verstappen. He would have come out behind Verstappen anyway, and Red Bull, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you were Lewis, they would have just left Max Verstappen out for Lewis to try and pass Verstappen. But here's the but had the rules actually been implemented, the safety car would not have had enough time anyway to let them have a lap. So I don't really understand what Horner's thinking there. His memory is obviously foggy. Maybe he was drunk or something like that. But no, Mercedes did not mess up at all. The only person that messed up on the day was Michael Massey. And at the end of the day, the FA pretty much accepted that by getting rid of him. And the biggest losers of the day were the F1 fans, because now we have whatever way you look at it, it's a tarnished 2021 championship, and it's always going to be divided, always going to be talked about. A la 1994, a la 1989, was it 1990? Sorry, and 1989 as well. And 97, a controversial ending, but maybe people argue that the right person, Jack Villeneuve, won. And that's what the saddest thing is we didn't have a clear-cut winner without any controversy, and that was kind of sad. I mean, I think maybe one day could be this year, but one day we'll go back to 2021 and really, really explore it. But in relation to the safety car, I mean, we can also look back to 2020, the Nürburgring, where the delay in the end of the safety car period happened because of the length of time it took to wave the lap cars through. That's words that Michael Massey said. And there's a requirement in the sporting regulations to wave all lapped cars through, not just some of them, that I think 6, all the cars in between Lewis, Hamilton and Verstappen were waved through. So from that point, it was position 6 onwards and they were running. And basically in 2020, the Nürburgring, he had to wave all the cars through and made a big point of it. And also under safety grounds. But then he didn't do it in, obviously, 2021. But anyway, that was Christian Horner having a foggy, let's say, a memory at best, which kind of irked me as well. I don't really care about the bad hair comments. Nothing to take away Verstappen's form on that race. Well, on that race, well, let's be honest, he was being beaten by Lewis at the race, but on that whole season, absolutely fantastic, and it was the birth of the Verstappen era. Potentially, and look at what he's done to everyone now. 22 and 23, no one can get near him. Best driver car combination this year, easily, and a record-breaking year as well for them is Red Bull in 2023. So well done to them there. But also mentioning 2023 is let's see here. Nope. Christian Horner shocks Lewis Hamilton to partner Max Verstappen. We can get into that in a bit. But here's Toto Wolff saying we have a proper race director in Ferrari Abu Dhabi fight. Yeah, we can't help but mention it. Now Mercedes and Ferrari head into the final race of the season with just 4 points separating them for second in the Constructors' Championship. This is from Racing News 365. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff insists the Abu Dhabi finale will be fine with a proper race director in place as it looks to fend off Ferrari for second in the championship. The 20-point advantage of Mercedes held over Ferrari in the fight for runner-up has been whittled down to just 4, and we've got another video. If you want to look at our Abu Dhabi Grand Prix preview there, got another video explaining it. But it's not only Toto Wolff and Mercedes and Christian Horner talking basically about Abu Dhabi. Here's the story here, slowly loading, I think, or failing to load on planetf1.com. So here we go. The Ferrari chairman, John Elkman, he cited the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix as an example of why F1 needs a strict rule set moving forward. Then the race director, Michael Massey's loose, it says, interpretation, wrong, I think, really, but of the rules, saw a portion of lapped cars unlap themselves in the final stages of the race, making Hamilton a sitting duck to Verstappen on fresh tyres. It was one of the most controversial incidents in F1 history and is still just as radioactive today as it was back then, which is why Ekman wants the rules to be stuck to. Ekman has been the chairman since July 2018, but has not often stepped in front of a microphone to discuss the team's ongoing issues. Now, under this tenure, Ferrari finished second on 2 occasions, but a dramatic fall in 2020 remains the most memorable Ferrari moment of recent years. Now, in an interview with the BBC, it was put to him what changes he would like to see, and he took aim at the FIA. He said, on one side, there are a lot of changes in how evolution of technologies happen, the importance of being carbon neutral, he said. Within that, being able to define clarity on rules and applications is important. You don't want things to happen like the 2021 championship, how that ended up. You don't want to have situations like the ones here in Vegas where you get penalised 10 places through no fault of your own. He said, so from the regulatory standpoint in terms of rules and applications and what we have seen with the budget caps, those are areas where you'd like more clarity. So there you go. I mean, 3 mentions of Abu Dhabi 2021, and we haven't even had the first practice session yet. I think the one that, the most bizarre one though was Christian Horner, and then talking about, okay, Toto Wolff's bad hair. I tell you what though, to be fair to Christian, he was having a very bad hair day. I think at the Las Vegas Grand Prix on the Sunday when he was interviewed, he looked like he definitely aged 10 years in 2023. But hopefully, if Mercedes are back to winning ways in 2024, maybe he looks a bit younger. But I think all of us want a much more exciting 2024. I personally, I love the Las Vegas Grand Prix because 2/3 of the way through the race, you had no idea who was going to win, and that's what we want for 2024. Going into at least the race weekend with no idea who's going to win now, it's kind of like a bonus if anyone's close to Red Bull. Such is the job that they've done this year, and obviously last year. So anyway, if you've liked anything we've talked about, or you want to comment on it, please subscribe. Comment below. Let us know if you completely disagree with what we're saying and absolutely agree with what Christian Horner's saying there. It'd be interesting to have a chat about it. Hey, maybe we can organise you coming on the show to have a talk. That'd be really cool. But anyway, this has been the Hot Lap. This has been the leading into the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the finale of the 2023 season. We will be with you this weekend. Speak to you soon.